Are now looking at the regions and what has been happening now. Today, the Mpumalanga government, together with traditional leaders, have found a way to curb stock theft on the borderline between South Africa and Mozambique. Communities residing in rural areas close to the borderline say they are losing cows daily as bogus shepherds cross the line and herd cattle, and over 100 cattle are stolen per month. Well, our reporter Sibongile Mkani Mpolweni has been on the story and she joins us live now for a quick update. Sibongile, a very good afternoon to you. I mean, 100 cows going missing per month is just one too many. And we all know, of course, the price of cattle is pretty high, resulting in huge financial losses for the actual farmers. How does this tax system actually seek to eradicate the scourge of cattle theft?
Yes, good evening, Alicia. We're coming to you live from Buzini, which is very close to the Mozambican borderline. We spoke to the farmers. They are saying that last week, 27 cows were stolen. Some are being slaughtered here on South African soil and some are being herded into Mozambique by these bogus herdsmen who come into the country daily, cross the fence, come here and pretend to be South Africans. Of course, they speak the language because they stay very close to the fence, to Mpumalanga. They come in and they take the cattle, and when you ask them who they are, they just mention South African names and then they go off with the cattle. But the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison in the province has recorded this. You know that there is also a problem of cars being smuggled through the very same fence into Mozambique through the same way. But to tell us more about how these tags are going to help reduce this crime in this area is the spokesperson for the department, Joseph Mabuza. Joseph, good afternoon, good evening rather. Just tell us about these tags. How are they going to help and how are they created?
Well, we believe that the tags are going to assist us a great deal, because you'll remember that farmers decide they are complaining. Some of them are crying because they lose a lot of livestock to people who are trafficking this livestock to the other side of the border. So what we are doing now, we have met with them, the police and the SANDF. We have agreed that we are going to produce tags that will bear the picture of the herdsman or the owner of the cattle. We'll have a number there that will identify that particular person. We are doing that in order to avoid issues of identity theft, whereby another person will just pick up the card and they use it to cross the border with illicit stuff or motor vehicles or cattle. So we believe that will assist us as government, the farmers and the community in this area closer to the borderline.
I understand that on this card there won't be a name of the person, but there will be a picture, and that number will correspond with what, and where will that register be kept?
Well, if we put a name there, we think that it will defeat the purpose, because a person can just pick up the name. There is Joseph Mabuza there. If you ask him, he will tell you the name that it's captured on that tag. But if we put a name and we register that number on the register somewhere in the tribal authority, and a copy kept with the soldiers or the army personnel that are working on the borderline, I think that will assist. Because if you find that person, you read the number, you can call the offices for verification, and they will be able to tell you that indeed that particular person is the name that has been given to the officials at the borderline.
I understand in the past there were trenches that were dug on the borderline to try and prevent cars. How are these bogus headmen also helping in the stealing of the cars?
Well, what they normally do, they will go there and scout. When the law enforcement officials spot them, they will ask them, they will tell them that no, we are herdsmen, we are here safeguarding the cattle. However, you'll find that those people are thief. They will wait for the officials to leave, and they will make some calls to the people who will be trafficking with the vehicles, and those vehicles will be gone. Remember that it will be difficult to retrieve the vehicles when they have crossed the border to Mozambique.
Lastly, Joseph, you have worked here with the SANDF soldiers who are manning a roadblock behind us right now. You are also working with the South African police. You are also working with the community, but you are also working with the traditional leaders. How has that have been?
All the stakeholders we are talking about, they complement the whole project. And as we have just mentioned, that there are army personnel behind us. They are doing a great job, and we believe that they are going to assist us in curbing some of the cross-border crime.
Thank you. That was Joseph Mabuza, who is the spokesperson for the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison in Mpumalanga, Alicia.
All right, thank you so much for that update. That is Sibongile Mkani Mpolweni joining us from Mbuzini, where, of course, the local government there, alongside the traditional leaders, are seeking ways to combat livestock cross-border crime. Peter.